Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to 6 Man Blitz. I'm Jake Lynch. That boy Jameis Winston is back. 5 touchdowns, one top 4 QBR. Jameis is back, baby. And we eating dubs out there, too. But Aaron Rodgers, who?
Sucks I had Aaron Rodgers on my fantasy team. But what's up, everybody? I'm Micah. Dude, Kyrie Irving, rumors? He said he would retire if he gets traded. But I'm thinking, hey, Ben Simmons for Kyrie? Tell me that's not a win-win for both teams.
That is not for the Nets. But anyway.
It would improve their defense.
They don't care about the defense. They're trying to score the most points possible. But you see Kyrie's tweet today talking about no mask. Don't wear a mask anymore. Like, who are you to tell somebody not to wear a mask? You're a basketball player.
He's about to get canceled for a metaphor.
Anyway, hey, you talk about your fantasy team a little bit, but we'll get into that. We got a lot of stuff to cover here. Talk about Jameis Winston being back, talking about the Bears. We are who they thought they were. You know, that's what the Bears are right now. We'll talk about everything week 2, recap week 1, of course, getting the stock up, stock down. You know, who's really there, who's really not, frauds. And then talk about our Blitz draft, of course. And our Blitz draft is going to be throwback NBA jerseys. You know, not really, you know, what you're wearing a concert, but who's the best throwback jersey on the court that you're going to wear?
Some great options. There
are some great options. I actually have a list this time. I never had a list before, so I'm coming different. I think you barely won the last one that I got posted.
The coach one? I won that?
I think you won it. We'll have to look and do some.
It was 16-16 last time I checked.
Yeah, so we'll have to look at that. But welcome to 6 Man Blitz podcast. Remember to subscribe to 6 Man Blitz on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or listen to podcasts. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit those plus buttons if you're listening to Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Make sure to get those downloads up, help us go a long way. Make sure to follow us on social media, 6 Man Blitz, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Remember to keep active on those. Hey, we're posting, you know, some posts. You know, Micah came out with his post-game show, only got like not a lot of views on Instagram and Twitter. No. I think it did better than I expected on YouTube, though, which was surprising. But
who comments?
Yeah, one of them was me. But I'm pulling up the Blitz draft right now. 16-16, so we tied.
I guess we'll settle that. Another way.
And this was a 6-1, so what are you up, 3-2? So anyway, still 3-2. Hopefully I win this one.
3-2-1. Yeah. No, wouldn't it be 3-2-1?
And anyway, who cares? It's not like anyone's counting here, are we?
Either way, I'm in the lead.
But so yeah, we'll do the 7-1 today. We'll talk about everything you need to hear, and then we'll get on with our days, I guess. You got anything else for the people or what?
I mean, I guess we can't talk shit about the Steelers. They played good. They had a good win.
They're probably gonna go 2-0. I don't know when they play week 3. We'll see.
I was expecting some moon emojis in our comments about them winning.
Like every week, we're gonna see some, but they said they're gonna save them and then come back at the end of the year and shit on us. So we'll see. Steeler fans, we're ready for it. You're ready too. So is that the only thing you gotta say though?
Yeah.
Hey. Let's get into it, man. Get into the intro.
Touchdown Bears! No way!
Fires. Yeah! The Bulls lead 87-86.
Hello? You play to win the game.
Let's go to eat a damn snack.
All right, we're back. We got a great show for you guys, like we said earlier. Let's just start off NFL week 2. So we'll talk about every matchup, and then we'll get into some breakdowns and then recaps of each team by team, and just go crazy like that. Let's start off week 2 matchup. Panthers Saints. Both teams won in.
Yeah,
both teams won in. Yeah, both teams 1-0. It's kind of like these two teams are battling for second place at division. Obviously, no one's really messing with the Bucs. James, you know, I think this is the best game to start off with because Jameis Winston just went absolutely crazy. 5 touchdowns, 148 yards. He only attempted 20 passes, though, which every 4 passes was a touchdown pass. Think about that.
tough. He's throwing in like Andy Dalton. Hey, every pass under 10 yards.
Jameis Winston is on pace for 85 touchdowns and 0 picks.
Where'd you get that stat from?
Sorry, Jesse.
No.
Okay.
But yeah, so he's on pace for 85 touchdowns, 0 picks. I think this is a good matchup, honestly. Both teams.
Sources. 85 touchdowns.
He's on pace for 85 touchdowns. If he throws 5 picks or 5 touchdowns every game, 85 touchdowns, 0 picks every game. But I want to see what the Saints team does when the other team is not doing good, not really doing good, or not like playing good. So Packers offense wasn't playing good, gave the Saints good field position. James didn't have to do much. He still had 5 touchdowns, but he only finished with 148 yards. What quarterback do you know finished with only 148 yards with 5 touchdowns?
I seen his stats. It was like he had like 3 touchdowns, and it was like 48 yards.
It was like 50 yards. And I'm just like, how the hell does that work? But I think it's gonna be an interesting matchup. Like I said, second place matchup between each team. Jameis can see the light blue jerseys the Panthers gonna wear or whatnot. But Christian McCaffrey leading the Panthers in both rushing and receiving, which is interesting. But Sam Darnold had himself a day, 279, 1 touchdown. I think Sam Darnold's finally in the right spot. He's got Robbie Anderson. He's got DJ Moore, Christian McCaffrey out the backfield. So, he's not in New York anymore. Now, they did play the Jets or whatnot, but they don't have this isn't the same damn Sam Darnold we saw last year.
No, he looked really good. He looked able to game manage too, but I think that Panthers defense was all over the Jets, so it didn't make difference who was at quarterback.
Right. No, yeah, but I had the Saints in this one. The Saints played good last week, but their defense is I think they can limit McCaffrey to under 75 yards.
People forget how good the Saints defense is, and they still have a top caliber defense, but I see the Saints team a lot different with Jameis and Drew, because he could make some throws Drew couldn't make last year or the year before.
No, yeah, and the Saints, they only let up 43 rushing yards versus the Packers. They had the number 1 rush defense in all National Football League last week. So I think this is a good matchup for both the Saints and Panthers, finally to see what these teams are made. Because Panthers, they played the Jets. The Saints played Aaron Rodgers in week 1. I mean, it's very interesting to see.
After he was on vacation.
Exactly. He's throwing 3 picks. He's never really done this before. But I got the Saints in this one. I think this will be a good game, though, but I got the Saints in this one.
I got the Saints in this one, too, but I think it's going to be a close game. I think the Panthers are going to compete, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Panthers get the win. I would not be surprised.
Yeah, I wouldn't really be surprised either, but, it's just – I don't – at Carolina, it does make a little difference, but I'm just like, if it was at Mercedes-Benz, obviously Saints. I know, I'm picking like
especially with the Hurricane. Have you seen the Saints play with the Hurricane?
They're a different team. But yeah, both going Saints in this one. I think this will be an interesting matchup, like I said earlier. But now let's shift gears into your team. They're my team too, but I'm not really claiming them this year. Or I am, but not really how I used to be. Bears, Bengals at Soldier Field. Bears return home after a very disappointing
revenge game.
Underperforming matchup where the Rams just kicked their ass, on Sunday on national television.
It was probably their worst loss in Matt Nagy's tenure, but I've seen some names on the injury report. Eddie Goldman was limited at practice today. Might get him back. Duke Shelley is going to come back because I don't know what's going on with the Bears secondary. It's a hot-ass mess, but hopefully they can get some guys back on the defense. But I think playing Joe Burrow, because that Rams team was loaded, I think coming back, even though the Bengals are nothing to sneeze at, I'm sneezing. Still, I think the Bears – this is going to be the win to bounce back and get everything back to going how they need it to be.
I just don't see them. I don't think the Bears offense can score points with this Bengals offense. This Bengals offense ran through the Vikings. The Vikings aren't really nothing too crazy, but Joe Burrow leading the boys down the field or whatnot. He's throwing the ball to Jamar Chase. He's hitting a gritty. Everybody's going crazy. Joe Burrow, 261, 2 touchdowns last game. So it's just – and Andy Dalton, I mean, he had 206. But, he got that in scrub time. Like in the actual game, there wasn't a single pass completed past 10 yards for Andy Dalton.
But I do think the Bears are a different team than the Vikings in the aspect. With the Bengals having not a good O-line like usual, I think the Bears can get their pass rush going. I think they can get a lot of confidence with getting back there and getting Joe Burrow better than the Vikings can. But
no, yeah, I agree with that. But it just comes down to whose offense is better in this game, and I can't pick the Bears to disappoint me again. And I didn't pick the Bears week 1. I'm obviously not the Rams, but this Bengals team is I just like their offense. Joe Mixon came ready to play. 127 yards, 1 touchdown on 29 carries. He came to play. He's having a career year so far.
He saw the ball too. 100 yards receiving.
Exactly.
I can see where you're saying, obviously I wouldn't be surprised if the Bears did fumble the bag and disappoint me again this week, but I don't know. I think the Bears can pull it off this week. The Bengals, I don't know. It's setting up for the Bears to lose.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Bears lose. That's why I'm picking the Bengals in this one. It's such a Bears thing to lose, against a subpar team, but with a good offense. The Bengals defense isn't nothing too crazy. They leave up a lot of yards to Dalvin Cook and Kirk Cousins and the boys. But I'm going with the Bengals here. They just don't have enough firepower.
What's the point difference?
The leading receiver for the Bears, Marquise Goodwin, and he had 50 receiving yards. That's not going to win you football games. When your number 1 receiver and number 2 receiver, Robinson and Mooney, don't get over 50 yards, either one, that's not a recipe for success. And that's why I'm just not high on this Bears team this year.
Yeah. Would you be more higher on this Bears team if Justin Fields was like quarterback, though?
That's the thing. When is Fields coming in? But that changes this whole Bears team. If Fields gets in a game, changes the whole Bears.
That makes everybody so much better.
Andy Dalton's not mobile, right? He doesn't stretch out the field. He didn't complete a pass past 10 yards. So if Justin Fields came in game, whole different game, whole different ball game. But this defense just is deteriorated. It's old. They can't tackle. Off the edge, Robert Quinn is not getting the job done. This Bears team is not the same anymore. We saw problems last year, and the same problems are happening again. And I just don't know why Ryan Pace putting the same team out there, didn't make any improvements, but signed a new quarterback and signed Marquise Godwin, who isn't a top 2 receiver on the Bears. But we're rolling out the same team thinking things are going to change because we drafted a quarterback that's not playing. We saw Zach Wilson do good. Saw Trey Lance coming for a touchdown. Justin Fields even came in for a touchdown, but we can't play. That's the thing with me. There's, let's ice him. Let's get some reps. He's better than Dalton. I think that's obviously proven.
Everybody knows it.
Everybody knows it, but Coach Nagy.
But this, I've heard some, experts, people on ESPN say this is a perfect week to start Fields because you get into – this is, the first couple stretch. You got who do we got coming up? The Lions, the Raiders?
No, I know Lions are week 4. Next week I'm not really sure who the Bears have. I'll look it up. But, I think this is a good opportunity to start him because
these next couple weeks, give him confidence before he goes into that rush stretch. We got the 49ers, the Packers, teams with great pass rush. So I think if I was Nagy.
So Bengals, and then next week they play the Browns. So Browns have a good defense. So I wouldn't want to put them in the first game against the Browns. Lions definitely, but you saw how they were hanging in there with the Niners.
With the Niners, but come on, they got 2 onside kicks? No, onside kick and a fumble.
I mean, they scored 33 points against one of the best defenses in the league.
Yes.
And then the same thing. Then after the Lions, the Raiders, you saw Max Crosby was getting after Lamar, one of the fastest guys in the league. Lamar had no time to throw the ball. Bears don't have a good offensive line.
To Carl Nassib, game-winning sack. You got it.
He's doing it for the community, man. The Packers after that, then Bucks after that, Niners, Steelers. So Ravens, I mean, I think this is the perfect spot to start Justin Fields.
Yeah, 'cause it's the only time. You don't want him against those defenses,
this
especially
week,
when he's not looking over the edge for that.
This week or week 4 is perfect time to start Justin Fields. But you can hear more about the Bears breakdown recap on Huff's post-game show. But stay tuned for those. I think those are good. I was dying when he called when he said Justin Fields in cleats. I thought he was Jesus in cleats. I thought that was funny. He said he had multiple takes. So multiple takes probably funnier, but we'll see. But now let's get the next game back on track. Browns Texans. We all saw the Texans go crazy, beat the Jaguars. Micah had that for pretty much his upset of the week, and I didn't really have one upset of the week. I think I picked all favorites. But now we're starting upset of the week back, so that doesn't count. But now we're starting to counter and whatnot. I know I had the Jets late in the year, so upset of the weeks are fun. But Texans, Tyrod Taylor, man, coming to play. He came to play last week, 291 yards for 2 touchdowns. Brandon Cooks, 132. Mark Ingram, 85 yards. So his Texans team is not a joke, obviously, or that just proves to you how bad the Jaguars are. Either one works, obviously.
But if you look at this Texas backfield, a couple years ago, they probably wouldn't be the ultimate backfield. Phillip Lindsay, David Johnson, Mark Ingram.
Yep.
All these dudes, and they all had an impact on the game. Phillip Lindsay had a couple carries. David Johnson had a touchdown. Mark Ingram, 85 yards, touchdown. I wish I had him on my fantasy team other than some of the other scrubs I had my team. Saquon Barkley.
This man's fantasy team was one of the worst fantasy performances in recent years.
Aaron Rodgers gave me 1 point.
Let me look it up real quick. Yeah, you did not have a strong performance. Your team only scored 92 points. Rodgers,
and this is a league for money.
Yeah, this is the 6-man blitz league. So Rodgers 1 point, Eckler 11, Josh Jacobs 17, Hopkins 26. But that's those 3 are pretty much it. Darnell Mooney 7 points, Greg Kittle 11, Kyle Pitts, who's flex 7. Ravens defense -1, and Justin Tucker at 11. So when your kicker is one of your highest fantasy leaders, that's definitely a problem. But his backup quarterback was Tom Brady, and
I think some death threats are in order for some of those people.
Yeah, I mean, you won't have one anyway. He's faced the best team in the league with Josh Allen, Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs. Scored 147, so one of the highest scores in the league. So you weren't really winning if you had started Tom Brady. But let's get back on track.
Adjustments.
Yeah, you got to make some adjustments. Obviously, you got to head into halftime, make some adjustments. Texans at Browns. I mean, this Browns team choked the game away versus the Chiefs. But this proved – this is a different Browns team. The Browns are what we thought the Browns were 2 years ago. Defense is good. They got Ward, Newsome, Hill. They got some dogs on defense now, but they should have won versus the Chiefs.
Bro, if you look at the game, right, first 3 quarters, the Browns are probably the best team in the NFL.
Right.
But you look at if there was a different punter, or maybe if the punter even just punted it instead of running with it. You look at a different game. If they have a different punter, or more like a guy who doesn't run off.
Hey, that's the crazy thing. When the game changes, it always changes in the Chiefs' hands.
Yes.
Always swings towards the Chiefs.
Like the 4th quarter that happened too.
Yeah, like the Super Bowl, Chiefs-Niners, it just swung to the Chiefs. Momentum is crazy in NFL, and the Chiefs always seem to be in the good half of it. But I think this is a different game for the Browns. I think they're going to come out. I think they're just going to whoop that. They're just going to whoop the Texans.
But don't sleep on the Texans. Like I said last episode, Tyrod Taylor is on a vengeance. This is his year to prove he deserves to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. Justin Herbert took a spot. Baker Mayfield took a spot, all because he got hurt. Now, this is his time. Because in Texans, who's going to take a spot? The Mills, the backup quarterback? Or Deshaun Watson? One more massage. That guy is in jail.
But is it safe to say that Texans might finish 3rd in the division? Is it safe to say the Texans are better than the Jaguars?
Yes, it is safe.
Do you honestly think so?
Yes, I do think so.
I mean, I think it's not a bad argument to have late in this game. I think the Texans might be better than Jaguars. That might be a week one overreaction. That might be a Urban Meyer to USC kind of thing. That might be Urban can't coach the NFL. But this Texans team, Tyrod, Brandon Cooks, Mark Ingram, they got some pieces on offense. Now, they can't really stop a lot on defense, but they got some pieces to score on offense. And they might steal a game or two from these bad teams they play. They play Jacksonville twice, and I think they can beat Jacksonville.
2 dubs. That's 2 dubs right there.
I think they already did it once, and I think they can do it again. I don't think Jaguars are all that this year.
But I wouldn't be surprised if the Texans came out and ruined the Browns' party this weekend. Don't say I'm not going to bet on it though. They're not gonna be my pick, but I wouldn't be surprised.
And I think the Browns win this game easily. I don't think it's really close. I think since they lost, they choked away the game last week. I think the Browns have something to prove now. I think they're coming different this week.
Definitely.
Are you going with the Browns too?
Yeah, I'm going with the Browns.
All right, I think this will be one of the highest scoring games this week. Rams at Colts. Both teams Colts coming off of L. They played an NFC West opponent last week in the Seahawks. Didn't really go their way. Seahawks ended up winning. But the Rams go to Indianapolis, and the Colts play another NFC West opponent. And I think this game is just going to be high scoring, honestly. Matthew Stafford, 321, 3 touchdowns. Cooper Kupp, 108, 1 touchdown. And, I mean, Carson Wentz had 251, didn't look that bad, and 2 touchdowns. But Jonathan Taylor, 60 yards, and he's the leading rusher. I mean, he's the leader passer, too, with 60 yards receiving. And that's just not going to get the job done. Honestly, you need T.Y. Hill to get involved, Micah Pittman to get involved. But it was still Carson Wentz's first game in Indianapolis. You know, he was hurt training camp. Quentin Nelson was hurt in training camp. He's back. So I think this is going to be a different Colts team this week. Not going to come out flat like they did last week.
But that, you could see the Colts, the team that they're supposed to be, in this fourth quarter when they started to come back. That's when they looked a lot like a better team. But Seahawks played a perfect game against them, smacked them in the mouth. But I think it might be the Rams are obviously one of the best teams in the NFL this year. Matthew Stafford with this Rams team looks like a totally different team. He looks happy, according to his wife. But I think this Rams team, I think it's going to be a little close, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams win by 2 touchdowns.
I'd say it's a high-scoring game, but I'm with the Rams here. Don't get me wrong. I think the Colts are a good team. It doesn't matter. Lucas Oil would be open or closed. The Rams play in a closed environment. You might be, but they have been playing at the Coliseum the last few years. Has been open, so it's interesting to see what Jim Irsay's got to tweet out on Twitter. Dome open or closed? But I think the Rams. I think the Rams are going to be a safe pick this week. So I'm going with the Rams because I just, I think
got to be the safe pick. Got to always go with the safe pick.
Always got to go with the safe pick and got to go with a team that's proven themselves. Rams proved themselves last week. Granted that was the Bears, but I think it's
Bears are nothing to sneeze at now.
Obviously, the Rams did that last week. So both got the Rams in this one. But now let's go to a game. I'm not really sure. I'm sure on the outcome. I'm not sure how the game's going to go, though. Let's go Cardinals and Vikings.
Dude, the Cardinals are legit. So I'm leaning with the Cardinals. But, dude, A.J. Green didn't even scratch the surface that much at the receiver position. Christian Kirk, DeAndre Hopkins, Rondale Moore.
This team is fast. This is like one of the fastest teams in the NFL.
Yeah. But I do think though, down the road, Cliff Kingsbury is going to get in their way. I think they're going to need a different coach. I think he's going to stop them from being as good as they can be.
And this division is tough, but the Cardinals, man, they have a good chance to go 2-0 here. The Vikings, man, Kirk Cousins throwing 50 passes. Now, his stat line did look good. 36 for 49, 351, 2 touchdowns. But Kirk Cousins is not good at football. These are the times where you can't look at the stats. You have to look at the playing game. Kirk Cousins holds on to the ball too long. He's not mobile. He had this whole summer, just put a plexiglass around me. There was a reason he had to leave Washington. They didn't want him back. And now he's at the Vikings, and I feel bad for Vikings fans, man. Like, I'm always talking to Sanborn, and she's like, I hate Kirk Cousins. And I didn't really understand it, but watching that game, I'm like, man, he cost them the game.
Trust me, Vikings fans hate Kirk Cousins just as much as you. There's no love for that dude.
Dude, it's crazy, man. Kirk Cousins just doesn't get the job done, and he's holding the Vikings back. And, before they got him, they had the Minnesota Miracle. They get him, and they haven't been the same since. Kirk Cousins is a problem, man. And that just proves to me, how bad the NFC North is. I don't think the Vikings are going to be all that this year. Kirk Cousins is going to be holding them back. The Bears are just a liability on defense, and who would have thought?
If they're not good on defense, what are they good at then? That's their identity.
The Lions just don't have anybody. And the Packers are, Aaron Rodgers was on vacation. So, this division just proves what's going on here.
This might be the NFC least of this year.
It might be. It might honestly be. Week one overreactions are obviously tough. But Kyler Murray, man, he's the dog, man. He's one of the best young quarterbacks. He's the best scrambling quarterback. They showed the clip where he's running behind the line of scrimmage at full speed and then stops and just throws it on a dime. This man is the real deal. He won
He's exciting.
He won the MVP week one. Did you see that?
Yeah.
They're giving out
his number. He had the best number. I went against somebody who had Kyler Murray. You know how that went. 33 points.
I had him too. I still lost. So that's tough. But I think I'm just not sure how this game's gonna go. The Vikings are scoring enough points to keep up. I think they can, but they need
they have talent.
Dalvin Cook only had 61 yards. Not a lot of yards from Dalvin Cook as you expect, but he's more of a receiving back. But I just don't know how the game's gonna go. I don't know if the Cardinals are gonna blow them out. I don't know if they're right. I don't know if they're scoring enough points. Right.
If he didn't look good against the Bengals, Dalvin Cook and the offense, what are they gonna look against this Cardinals defense that is actually legit? They got better people in their defense now. Isaiah Simmons looks good at the linebacker position. Chandler Jones 5 sacks. J.J. Watt's gonna have an appearance. So come on.
Yeah, so I got the Cardinals in this one. Kirk Cousins holds onto the ball too long. He's going to get sacked by Chandler Jones. He's going to get sacked by J.J. Watt. He's going to get sacked by Isaiah Simmons. This Cardinals team's going to come and sack you, man. So let's get the next game, Jaguars-Broncos. Honestly, Urban Meyer's not a good coach. We all knew this. Urban Meyer's going to go to USC. How is it a coincidence that Urban Meyer has a bad performance and the USC job opens up the next day?
If Urban Meyer won that game, you think USC still fires their coach?
No, they don't.
You don't think so?
No, I'm just kidding. But USC, man, just to backtrack a little, they knew Clay Helton wasn't the guy for at least 2 years now. They kept him around. They could have had some good quality coaches. They had – dude, Eric Bieniemy is attached to every single available job. How the hell is he attached to the USC job? Just because he said in an interview 3 years ago, yeah, I'll consider college if USC opened up. That everybody's just attached to it. Every NFL job opening. Eric Bieniemy. Last 3 years, USC job opens. Eric Bieniemy. How the hell is this man available for every damn job? And he's still offensive coordinator.
And he's still jobless too. It's been years. He's been one of the leading candidates, but never got hired.
Never got it. So let's go Jaguars Broncos. At Jacksonville is going to be Trevor Lawrence's home opener. That doesn't really mean stuff because I don't think Jaguars fans are going to be that excited to go to the game after week one. I don't think Jaguars fans are just excited for the season after week one. They're not. Fans are already coming for Urban's head, man, and Is Urban Meyer going to ruin Trevor Lawrence? I think that's a good question to ask. I think that's a good question to keep in mind. But I think this Broncos defense has got to power through Trevor Lawrence.
But Broncos looked good week 1 too. I think like their running game, Melvin Gordon, Javonte Williams, Teddy Bridgewater. I think he showed in that game that this is a different team with a better veteran quarterback. Yep. Drew Lock, wasn't very the leader type, but Teddy Bridgewater came in, and you could see the effect already. This team looks good and complete.
I do like Teddy Two Gloves with the orange gloves. I think that's electric. I think that's a good color to have.
Did you see that one touchdown pass he had? He stiffed on the dude. Do it.
No, I didn't even see it. But, all right, you got the Broncos in this one, obviously.
Yes, Broncos big.
So, I mean, we're pretty even on most of these matchups besides the Bears-Bengals. But now let's get into the matchup that I can see us go separate ways. Dolphins at Bills. I think Bills are an upset alert. They had a bad week 1. You can say whatever you want to say about them. Josh Allen didn't play a single preseason game. They did play a quality opponent, the Steelers. Steelers are good year in, year out. But Josh Allen just couldn't get the job done. Only 1 touchdown versus the Steelers. They didn't look good. The whole Bills team didn't look good. And so that's why for my upset of the week, I'm going Dolphins here. I think once you get into Hard Rock Stadium, a lot of weird things start to happen. And, hey, think about this. Miami's playing Michigan State on Saturday at Hard Rock. Stadium might be a little messed up.
Might be.
So,
especially if Michigan State pull that dub out.
Yeah, Peyton Thorne could be in the boys. Got K McDonald guest picker this week, so stay tuned. But man, I've always been a Tua supporter. Been Tua supporter since day one. I've keep supporting my boy. The Bengals. Dolphins didn't have a subpar week 1, but Tua still went into Gillette Stadium and went to New England and beat Bill Belichick. Not a thing, young quarterbacks can do, most likely. So that's why I'm going with the Bills here. I'm going with Dolphins here. A lot of weird things happen at Hard Rock Stadium. A lot of upsets happen here. The Patriots always struggle at Hard Rock. Bills always struggle at Hard Rock. Jets are the Jets. So I think I think Dolphins have home field advantage, honestly, and that's why I'm going with the Dolphins for this one.
Yeah, Tua definitely looks more comfortable with the weapons around him. Waddle looked good. Now they might get Preston Williams back this week, and then Will Fuller the next week, or a couple more weeks with this.
Oh yeah, they got Will Fuller back this week.
Oh, they got him back this week?
Yeah, he got suspended week 1.
That changes things.
That does change things. I forgot about him.
But yeah, definitely I could see the Dolphins winning it, but I'm gonna have to go with the Bills this week because I think they're gonna come back after that first week against the Steelers and show everybody, they're a Super Bowl contender this year, and they were last year. I think they have all the pieces around them. They just need to figure out that running back position. What is it, Devin Singletary or Zach Moss? Zach Moss was a healthy scratch last week. So what's going on?
That's their thing. They don't really have a running back to establish the run. They're just relying on the pass, and that's going to hurt you. That's going to hurt you. And the offense can score this year, man. They couldn't really score, but now they got someone that take out the top. Will Fuller, Jalen Waddle outside, speed receivers. One of the fastest receiving corps we've seen in the last few years. Let's go Jets, Patriots. I got Patriots in this one.
Patriots.
Bill Belichick for his rookie quarterbacks. We all know the record. Last person to beat him was Geno Smith. Was a Jack quarterback. But I think Zach Wilson played tremendous in week 1. A lot of people are like, he held the ball on, he did this, that, he threw a pick, blah, 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 blah. 250.
6 times.
That's not his fault. Like, he has nobody protecting him. Becton went out. His receivers, he's throwing to Corey Davis all day, but who's his number 2? Who's his running back? Trevon Coleman, only 24 yards. Trevon Coleman, only 24 yards. Wilson, 2 touchdowns, 250. Yeah, I think Wilson played amazing in this. I was going to write a blog. I think I can tomorrow. But I like Zach Wilson. I think he's going to be one of the best rookie quarterbacks moving forward. But when you have a rookie quarterback playing Bill Belichick, I'm going to pick Bill Belichick 10 out of 10 times. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're broken jaw, Geno Smith. I don't care if you're Tua Tagovailoa. I'm picking Bill Belichick, man. I think that's that simple.
Definitely. I think this Jets team is not going to be able to play with this Patriots team.
Right.
I think even though the Patriots have, rookie quarterback Mac Jones, I think they're going to come in and be all business. Mac Jones isn't the typical rookie quarterback. We saw that against the Dolphins because he came in there, played a good performance, outplayed Aaron Rodgers. But him and Tua both had better performances than Aaron
Hey, you
Rodgers.
said it, not me.
But, hey, Mac Jones is going to come in. He's going to get some confidence against his terrible Jets defense. Hey, Nelson Aguilar might blow up. Jacoby Myers and N'Keal Harry is coming back this week. And number 1. So maybe a big performance for this offense.
All right, so we both got Patriots.
That's it.
Yeah, both got Patriots in this one. Eagles, 49ers. I think this is a weird matchup. Eagles played great last week, but was the Falcons. But Jalen Hurts is the real deal, man. I love Jalen Hurts. He already has more 250 passing games than Lamar Jackson. He had 264 last week, 3 touchdowns. Devontae Smith even got jiggy, 71 yards. Miles Sanders, 74. But, I mean, Jimmy G had a good day too, 17 for 25, 314, 1 touchdown. Deebo Samuel, 158, 1 touchdown. Running back Elijah Mitchell. Who the hell are you? Where are you from? 19 rushes, 104, 1 touchdown. So, this Niners team picks up random running backs off the street. It's at Lincoln Financial. Both teams 1-0. Eagles could surprise some teams this year, man. I honestly think that. I think Jalen Hurts is the guy. But I think the Niners I think they're better than the Eagles, like straight up. I think every category, I think the Niners are better. They played the Lions last week. Both teams played terrible teams last week, and they're finally going to play a semi-caliber team. Maybe not after we see Niners run through the Eagles this week, but I got the Niners in this one. Jimmy G, baby.
Yeah, we're gonna see how Jalen Hurts can do. We're gonna see how Jalen Hurts and this Eagles team could play against a contender team in the 49ers. And I think it's gonna be Jalen Hurts is gonna have a great performance, but it's not gonna be enough to beat the 49ers. I think 49ers get ahead early with that run game because the Eagles defense isn't proven by any means. They got a good interior D-line, but I think that 49ers running game is going to be too much. And then Deebo Samuel is going to have another big game. So this 49ers team is, like you said, better than them in every category.
Right.
Hey, we might get a Nick Bosa sighting after, Penny Sewell had him on locks, had him locked up.
But, yeah, so both got Niners this one. Let's go to an interesting game. I think a lot of points may be scored at Heinz Field. Raiders, Steelers. Derek Carr, 435.
This is a toss-up, man.
The Raiders, fought the Ravens all day long, getting out to Lamar Jackson. Waller's just a beast. 105, 1 touchdown. Josh Jacobs, 2 touchdowns, but only 34 yards. But Steelers, Big Ben didn't look good. He's missing throws left and right. 188, 1 touchdown. Najee Harris, 45 yards. Did play every snap, though, which you love to see out of rookie running back. I love to see out of rookie in general playing every snap out there on the field. But I have the Raiders in this one. And the Steelers are minus 5.5 right now. But this Raiders offense is, I think, too much for the Steelers defense. Derek Carr. And my mind has changed completely. I think the Raiders were not that good heading in this year. But after seeing Waller, man had like 20 targets.
Hey, I told you about Brian Edwards too, man.
You did.
I told you.
But Derek Carr, I think, in Gruden's offense, he's got to air it out. You saw that, versus the Ravens, 435, man. I think he can have another Dak like season last year where he's so hot, first few weeks throwing like insane passing numbers up.
As much as I hate to say it, I think I'm going to go with the Steelers in this game because, hey, Melvin Gordon, right? Melvin Ingram. Sorry, I had the wrong Melvin in my mind. But he looked good in his first Steelers game. He was getting after the quarterback. He had like eight quarterback hurries or something crazy. And then pair that with TJ Watt on the other side. I think that's a dynamic duo. And I think Denzel Good for the Raiders just got hurt. They're struggling on the offensive line with some injuries. I think that's going to play a factor in this game. But Josh Jacobs didn't practice today, so I think that's another big thing. What's his health going to be down the road? But unless the Raiders can throw it 50 times, which they got the receivers to do that, and Derek Carr has definitely shown you he can do that.
Yeah, and Josh Jacobs' injury today in practice was everything.
It was.
He was out for everything. That's what the Raiders put down. So a little split here. I don't like the Steelers, but I do like this Raiders team. Let's go Chargers, Cowboys at SoFi Stadium. First time Chargers will have fans at a regular season game at SoFi Stadium. Let's see if they sell out. Let's see if the Chargers are really LA's team or whatnot. But I'm going opposite of the home team. I'm going the Dallas Cowboys. I think this team can pull it off. I think I think there will be more Dallas fans in the stadium than Chargers fans. I think with the Southern Cal, training camp for the Cowboys was there in Southern Cal. A lot of California fans are Cowboys fans. I think there will be more fans. I think the Cowboys will have home field advantage in this one, even though the star isn't on the home field. I think the Cowboys will pull this off. I think this will be an insane shootout late, at the 3 o'clock slate game.
I really wanted to pick the Cowboys in this game, but it was tough because I know I've seen the performance the Chargers put out yet last week. Justin Herbert looked really good, and I think Eckler's going to have better performance than he did have last week. Mike Williams, they got weapons, and defensively they looked good. But it's going to be a shootout, I think, bro. I'm calling it. Cowboys, their offense looks good, but I think Herbert's going to put up some numbers on this Cowboys defense. The secondary is kind of lacking. They got their safety is out, I believe, and I think Cowboys
and Dexter Lawrence out indefinitely with a foot injury, broken foot. So that is huge for this game.
What is Randall Gregory? I think is the guy from Nebraska that's on the Cowboys. He was non-existent last week, so I don't expect him to have a good performance this week.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. All right, so let's go. Another AFC, South versus NFC West matchup. Seahawks, Titans at CenturyLink Field. 12th man's going to be rocking, man. They haven't had fans in there in so long. So I don't care who the Seahawks played. I'm thinking the Seahawks just because of how loud it will be. And that's not good for the Titans. That's not good for my fantasy teams because I got Derrick Henry in a lot of leagues, Julio Jones in some leagues. That's not going to be good, man. But I think the Seahawks, I don't know. I don't care who they're playing. Seahawks 12th man is going to be electric. I don't see the Titans scoring that many points, man.
Hey, definitely. Russell Wilson in September, too. Or, his numbers, crazy.
Yeah. Russell Wilson, 18 for 23, 254, 4 touchdowns. And Tyler Lockett, 4 receptions, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns.
He definitely gets after it in this month. But I think this game is going to be great. But Julio Jones, can you show up? I had you on my fantasy team. Where the fuck were you? I had to bench it this week. I thought he was going to pick it up sometime in the game, but – and really, if you have Derrick Henry and the Titans are down, it's no point. He's not going to get any run. He's not going to have 100 yards rushing. As soon as this team gets down, that running attack goes nowhere. So I think this game, I think the Seahawks, they look good defensively too, but I think Russell Wilson and this Seahawks offensive attack is going to be too much for this Titans terrible defense, secondary, non-existent, pass rush, non-existent. So what are these Titans defense going to attack the Seahawks team with? I don't know.
No, I don't know. So you're going Seahawks too?
Yeah, Seahawks.
Okay, all right. So last late game of the day, Bucks Falcons. Obviously, Falcons are proved to be the worst team in the league, and that sucks. I picked Ridley in a lot of my leagues. I'm gonna be looking to trade his ass. But this Bucks team is really good offensively. We knew that going into the year. Tom Brady, 379, 4 touchdowns. Antonio Brown, 5 catches, 121, 1 touchdown. Playoff Lenny, we're number 7, man. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. Mike Evans didn't have a good game. Antonio Brown, best receiving core in a while, man. Brady's gonna win.
O.J. Howard was still on the bench. You still got him.
Brady's gonna win. Brady's gonna win MVP, man. I'm gonna keep saying that Brady's gonna win MVP. He's gonna win MVP. This Bucks team is so good. I don't even want to talk about the Falcons. The Bucks team is that good, man.
But yeah, there's not too much to talk about positively about this Falcons team. I think that they're gonna get blown the fuck out this weekend.
Yeah, honestly.
The Bucs have too much, and I think Ronald Jones or Fournette, one of the two, they're gonna have 100 yards rushing, and then that passing attack's gonna be too tough to handle. Defensively, the Bucs are gonna get after. Might have 7 sacks in this game. That's how it's probably gonna be.
Exactly. All right, so let's go to the Sunday night game. A lot of people thought this would be game of the year, but after seeing Monday night, I'm not sure it's gonna be game of the year anymore. Chiefs at Ravens. Lamar Jackson plays Patrick Mahomes. Everyone's got to watch it. One of the 2 best young quarterbacks. But Lamar Jackson was pressured 52% of snaps. The tackle from the Steelers, Verjao, or how do you say his last name, looked terrible. This game was out of hand before it even started.
Bro, who was that safety? Some safety came and smacked his ass and bull rushed him. And then sacked the court. No, I think that was the Titans game. But this this Ravens front, they did as good as they were supposed to. But I think Lamar Jackson, anytime he goes against Patrick Mahomes, he's got to have a great performance because that's going to be always the 2 people that get compared. Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, which quarterback's better? But I think Lamar Jackson, after week 1, after fumbling and losing his team the game, in a sense, I think he's going to come back week 2 and have one of his best performances in the regular season. I really wanted to pick the Ravens.
I did too. I really did.
But I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. Safer bet.
But yeah,
it's gonna be a lot like last week though. The Browns Chiefs kind of game. It's gonna be that kind of game where it's close.
Yeah, honestly, I'm going with that too. I don't have any faith in this Ravens team anymore after last night. After Dobbins gets hurt, Gus Edmonds gets hurt, Marcus Peters gets hurt. All these injuries, Ravens are banged up, man. So I think that's the easy choice going with the Chiefs. And then Monday Night Football, man. Packers at Lions, or Lions at Packers. And I think I might change my pick, man.
You're going with the Lions?
I think I might go with the Lions here, honestly.
Aaron Rodgers is going to have 7 touchdowns in this game.
The line is set at Packers minus 11, man. Lions.
Aaron Rodgers had week 1. You think he's not going to come back this week 2 and have another?
The thing is, that's the thing. You can't judge a book by its cover in week 1. Week 1 overreactions, but the Lions did look good in week 1, man. And I think this is going to be one of the shittiest Monday Night Football matchups all year. I don't see this being
watch it.
I don't see this being a high scoring game, honestly.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna pick the Packers. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Lions won. I would not be surprised.
I would be surprised. I think because this Packers team, I think after the week 1 performance they had, I think there's no choice but to go up from that. So I think they're gonna have a great week this week. But Aaron Jones, Tanya, and a lot of these guys that I had on my fantasy team disappointed me. So if they don't, death threats, send them to them.
So that's all we got. Buffalo and Packers here. I think we're really long-winded, so we can't do stock up, stock down. We might post them on social media though, so just long-winded. So let's just get into 6-man blitz. Let's get into the snake draft now. Let's get into the blitz draft. Throwback jerseys that are the best on court. Ones that you want to wear to a party. Everyone loves basketball jerseys at a party. Let's start off. What do you want, heads or tails?
Heads.
Sorry, flip a coin. Going tails. I'm taking the first pick. I'm going the Raptors purple jerseys. Was that your number 1 choice too?
It was my 3rd choice.
I thought that was the obvious first choice. I think when you think of throwback jerseys, I think that's one of the when you're I need a throwback jersey, you can't go wrong with the purple Raptors jersey.
You can't go Vince Carter especially too.
I think that's one of the best throwback jerseys all sports. I think the purple Raptors jerseys. What you got here?
I'm gonna go an AI black 76ers jersey.
That was on my list. And you don't have to say the player. You just can say it.
Okay. Oh yeah, because I'm trying to describe the jersey the best I can.
No. Yeah, I think that's classic though. I think the black. I had those written down. I think I have 7 on here. I think the black AIs are one of the like most slept on jerseys.
I got another pick too, right?
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna go with the Grizzlies Vancouver jerseys. I like those.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna go with.
Sorry, Jake. This might be another one of my book.
No, but that's what I was gonna go with next. But yeah, those both were on my list. So I'm going the Utah Jazz purple and blue jerseys with the mountains. I think those are so sick, man.
Oh, dude, I had it written down just like that. I had it written down. Purple jersey with the white mountains.
That is literally like when you're playing NBA My Team, you want those jerseys on your team. That's like, I need one of those jerseys, man. I think I might go buy one right now. It's off THGate or something. Come like in 2 months. Now this last pick, I'm kind of torn. I'm not really sure on where I want to go here.
I got one in mind, but I hope you don't take it.
I have 3 on my paper right now. And I just don't know which one to round it off with. Let's go to Lakers light blue jerseys with the ML. They say the MLA or whatever.
Those are nice.
I think those are really classic. The ones or not light blue. We'll say the royal blue ones. The royal blues. The ones Kobe had worn. I'll go with that. I think those are safe 3 picks.
All right. My next one, Orlando Magic black ones. I like their black ones with the stripes. Those are nice.
Okay. Yeah, that wasn't on my list. The other ones I had on my list were the Nuggets rainbow jerseys. Yeah. And then the Supersonics jerseys.
I had the Supersonics on mine too.
And then do you have anything else on your list too?
Nah, it was just Supersonics. It was the 2 I named, and then I think it was one of the 2 you said.
All right. So mine was Raptors purple jerseys, the Jazz Mountains, and the Lakers blue jerseys. And then yours were the Grizzlies, the black AI jerseys, and
the black Orlando Magic.
Orlando Magic. I think these are I like where this is going with the snake draft. Very creative, very out of mind. When we're always talking, what should we do? We just come up with some random stuff, and I think this is better than last week. Last week they got a lot of interactions, but hey, it is what it is. So I think that's a good snake draft. Let's just wrap it up here. What you got for closing remarks?
I'm gonna go with. There's a thing on Netflix. My brother told me to watch it called Fear Street. I don't know if you checked it out, but apparently it's better than any scary movie known to date that's come out recently. And there's 3 of them, 3 different parts. Like each one is its own kind of scary movie. So check that out. I'm gonna go check that out tonight or tomorrow.
For my closing remark, I don't really have anything. So I went to I went to Twitter and I'm finding some. You always gotta go to trending to find out. But I think we talked about a little earlier, Urban Meyer to USC. I think that's a really honest, reality. I think that could happen. I think that is.
It could very much happen, yeah.
James Franklin maybe, Luke Fickle maybe. What you got for song of the week?
Too.
Yeah, what you got for song of the week though? Let's wrap it up here.
I'm gonna go off Baby Keem's album. I think it's Coco. I don't know how to say Coco or whatever, but it's a song with Don Toliver on the album. It's really good. One of the best songs on the album. Check it out.
I don't really have anything. I'm still listening to Certified Lover Boy, Donda, all that. So I don't know if I picked any of these yet, but let's just go. Let's go Levitating with the Baby. I think I already picked that, but who cares, honestly. And that's all we got this week. Make sure to subscribe to 6 Man Blitz, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, social media, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Next week we'll hopefully be in some better locations. I know I had people keep walking in and out.
Over here, yeah.
people kept walking behind Micah. So, hey, we're trying to figure it out. It's a new school year. We're not in our houses or anything. We're trying to figure it out. Motherfuckers think they can just walk in here and start talking to me. While I'm talking, I hear
somebody trying to talk to me too. They're like, "Hello," and I'm like
while I'm on here. So, hopefully I can get back to my room. I don't know if the connection's good or not, but we're trying here, guys. So that's all we got. You got anything else before we wrap it up?
Yeah, definitely. Check out the Big Brother blog coming out on Friday, and then the Power Rankings coming out Friday, I believe, too, or Friday or Saturday, which they usually come out with those. Definitely there's going to be some changes in the top 10 this week, but check those out. And then the Huff game posts next Sunday or Monday. Are we posting it? But
we'll post it on Sunday. I think it's just a late game posted on Monday, and we'll post it on Sunday to see how it goes because it's a 12 o'clock game.
Yeah. So definitely.
We'll post those. And we'll do. I think we'll do another game of the week. So like we did in week 1 with Michigan State Northwestern, we just had to come up with a funky ass game. So we'll do that. We'll post that Thursday. So if you listen to this on Friday, which comes out, let's do it on Thursday. And that's all we got for you guys. So appreciate you guys for listening all the way through. If you're still listening, make sure you get 5-star rating. Tell us you love us. Peace.
Peace.